Coming up on the Suze Orman Show. If you don't think that you can turn your financial life around, I'm here to tell you, you are wrong. Also, a Suze follow-up. Brandy was here last December in a case of big family, big spending.
I realized that if we were going to make any changes, we had to come to terms with the fact that we were not being responsible. And those were the words you used. This is very irresponsible.
And you asked me, can I afford it?
I want to know if I can still afford to send my dog to daycare once a week for $28, and he loves it there.
Have I already seen this? Your expenses are more than your income right now, including unemployment?
Yes, ma'am.
You are in the financial doghouse. Hi, everybody. I'm Suze Orman, and you are watching The Suze Orman Show. Tonight, I want to talk to you about your personal financial life. Now, it is possible, it is even probable that you're sitting out there tonight and watching me, and you just feel like your whole life is a financial disaster. You feel hopeless. You're looking at everything, and you don't know what to do, and you feel like no matter what you do, it's not going to help your situation. Well, I'm here to tell you, you could not be more wrong if you tried. I get it that many of you may be in a financial predicament and you don't know what to do. So you tend to look at your picture and go, I have to change my whole life, Suze, or nothing's gonna work. Here's what I want you to know. You can just make little tiny changes. Little changes can add up to big, big results. Little changes such as, all right, so you go out to dinner, let's just say twice a week. Rather than going out twice a week, just do a little change and go out once a week. It's not that big of a deal. Or maybe you go to the movies 4 times a month. All right, so then go to the movies only 2 times a month. Little changes. Maybe you're working 30 hours a week. Can you try just to work 35 or 40 hours a week? Can you try just to do little things? You know, later in tonight's program, you are going to see a woman by the name of Brandy. When Brandy came on the show a few months ago, Brandy's entire situation was not working. She didn't have the money to pay her bills. She had incredible credit card debt. And on and on and on. You'll see. She made the changes. And now when you see what's happened to her life, you're going to sit there and you're going to say, I want to do that. I want to be like that. I can do this. So all I ask you to do is stick with me for tonight's program. And when you emerge, I hope you have the conviction to say, I can change my life little by little. Renee, where in North Dakota are you calling me from?
Fargo.
Fargo. You know, my mama was born in Dickinson.
I know.
Dickinson.
Lead the way.
Yeah. I am going to have to come back, or I've never even been there, but I'm going to have to go to North Dakota one day just so I can see where my entire family came from. But for now, what's your question?
Well, my husband and I were recently invited to go on vacation with some friends. And we can afford to go and we would like to go. However, we feel kind of wrong about going with our friends who tend to make poor decisions with their money and then need money from their parents to pay their bills. So I guess my question is, how do we explain our concerns to our friends and help them see what they're doing to themselves without losing our friends?
Yeah. Do you feel like if you said no, you weren't going to go on vacation with them, that they would go anyway?
Yes, because I think they would go with others in the group.
All right. And is this something that you want to go do? And would you go do this even if they weren't doing it?
Yes.
Yeah. So here's the thing. You should just go and have a good time and not get yourself so involved with what they're doing with their money. As long as they don't ask you for a loan, as long as they don't come to you for money, as long as they don't involve you in their drama, let it be their drama. And don't, like I said, don't get involved in it, because until they want to change, until they see what they're doing is wrong, all that it will do is jeopardize your friendship. But with that said, you have to ask yourself, what is it that you like about them? Why are they your friends? I have found that the number one to right at top, one of the top rules of financial freedom is to keep good company. So if you want to be great with money, if you want to have a lot of money, keep good company. Have friends that also are respectful of money and all of that. My real question back to you would be, if you don't respect them, if you don't like what they're doing with their money, why are they your friends? Texas, we are coming your way. And Sean, sir, you're up.
Hello, Susie. I've been with my life partner for 14 years. In the past year, his family started asking questions in relation to the house, the insurance, the cars. And my partner tells me that I have nothing to worry about because he's told his older brother of his wishes that I be taken care of if anything should happen. And it's starting to concern me that they're asking questions. What steps should I take to protect both of us in case something happens to us?
So, Sean, here's the question. You own a house together, is that correct?
The house is not in my name, it's in my partner's name.
You need to be seriously concerned. You need to be seriously concerned. So if I were you, you've been together 14 years, that's a long time. If he really wants to protect you, he would put that house in joint tenancy with right of survivorship, because upon his death, that house would automatically become yours regardless of what his trust and or will says. If all he has is, let's say, a trust and a will, probably he has a will that says upon his death, you're to get this. His family can contest that. His family can tie things up for a long time. So to really protect you, if everything was just held in joint tenancy with right of survivorship, or if you live in a community property state, which Texas is, you could do a community property with right of survivorship, then you would be protected no matter what, and his family wouldn't be able to do one thing. That is what I would do if I were you. Cheryl in South Carolina, you are on the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. My fiance and I are a couple of months away from our wedding, but still having the same money fight we've had, but it's starting to get worse. He believes in merging all of our finances once we're married, and I believe in having both separate and combined accounts. I'm already established in my job. I own a home, I've paid off my student loans, and have about $300,000 in assets. He's opposed to a prenup, so we've decided not to get one. He thinks I'm selfish for wanting to keep all the proceeds from the sale of my home once I do sell it. This is causing a huge rift, so what should I do?
Cheryl, let's not talk about you for a second. Let's talk about what he has and what he doesn't have. Does he have any money in savings?
No.
How did I know that? How much credit card debt does he have?
He doesn't have a lot of credit card debt, but he has a lot of student debt.
How much student loan debt does he have?
Right now, it's going to be about $100,000 to $110,000, and he's got another year in school.
All right. And does he have anything in retirement? Does he have anything?
No, nothing.
And now that we're just a few months away from you saying I do, because he won't do a prenup, what does that say to you? The fact that he won't do a prenup, does that say to you that he loves you, that he wants to protect you, that he wants you to be okay? It doesn't, does it?
Well, he ideally, once he has his degree, he should be making most likely more than I will, and I should be able to stay home with the kids we plan on having. That's his argument for why we shouldn't need the prenup, is because the tide should be changing in the next few years.
They should be, but we don't know that they're going to be. So,
Right.
So here's the bottom line. I think you're having doubts about this. I think you're having doubts about actually marrying him, and I think you're afraid to say that you're having doubts. If I was seeing this type of conflict right now before I got married and it was just 2 months away, I would have the courage to say, you know what? I'm not liking this. I don't feel right about it. Let's continue to just be engaged. I'm not ready to get married to you at this point in time. I was hard on you. I told you and your husband, yeah, I was. What clicked.
Going through my finances step by step and seeing the amount of money that we were spending was so eye-opening.
And later, in wanting something, asked me, can I afford it?
A pair of seats from good old Yankee Stadium.
I try not to judge, but I have to wonder with this, where are you even going to keep them?
Well, you sound like my wife, Susie, which isn't a bad thing.
We're back, everybody, with a Susie follow-up. Brandy was here last December in a case of big family, big spending. She thought her family's overspending was due to eating out too much, but dining out was only a small part of the problem. To come on the Suze Orman Show, especially for the one-on-one segments, you have to fill out all of this paperwork so that I can look at what's really going on in their life. When you did that, how shocked were you?
Oh, I could not believe it. I was absolutely in shock. I was shocked that eating out and my groceries were not the only problem, that there was a tremendous amount of money being spent on insurance and on other things, shopping and school clothes. And
let me just do this for you, which is your expenses come in at $11,314 a month. You're taking home $8,400 a month. So you are running a deficit of $2,914, or just let's say $3,000 a month. And it's the $3,000 a month, which is why you don't have anything in an emergency fund. You have a few $100s in an emergency fund. I mean, here you are. Martin is 53, you're 43. You have a net worth with 10 children of $68,000.
it's scary. I know. That's why I desperately wrote to you and asked for help.
I have found at least $3,100 that you can easily cut if you want to live an honest life. Because there's things such as you can't afford $375 a month for a health club girlfriend. You're now going to have to walk around the block. You can't afford $125 a month for your skin lotions. You can't afford it. No more eating out. And when I say no more eating out, I mean never. Fast food, nothing, ever.
Okay, I'm gonna do what you say. I want to do it.
Brandy.
Hi, Susie.
How are you, Brandy?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you.
All right, so now I was watching that. You were probably listening to it. I don't know if you could see it or not, but I'm sure you remember the experience very well of, as I was saying, never eating out, no more skin lotions, no more this.
Yes.
And you were going, okay. So here's 3 or 4 months now have gone by. We had a serious problem here. What has happened in these past 3 or 4 months?
So after we left, Marty and I had a serious heart-to-heart. We talked about all of the problems that you had made us aware of, and we got real about the fact that we needed to make some changes. And so we did everything that you said. We reduced our expenses and stopped the things that were unnecessary. And I think we've made some progress.
So I would say you've made some progress. I have to tell you, when I saw what you've done over these past few months, I was like, yes, you see, you can do this. It can be done. So do you want to tell them, or you want me to tell them for you?
You tell them. You tell them.
All right, and you just relish in these words as I say them. All right, first, let's deal with expenses versus income. Brandy had $8,000 approximately of income. She had $11,000 of expenses and $3,000 in deficit. Now Brandy and her husband, Marty, decided to really go for it. Now she's having $11,400 a month of income. Having reduced her expenses, she only has $8,443 per month. So now as Brandy sits here, she is able to save approximately $3,000 per month. That's just the beginning of it. But before I go on to the next things, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it feels so much better. And the changes that we made, I thought they were going to be really hard, but actually once we started really working on not eating out, and we stopped our gym membership, and the things that you were telling us about getting real, it actually felt a lot freer, and we have enjoyed our time even more, and it's been great.
So what did you do? Because people are going to be asking, well, what did they do to get $3,000 a month more of income?
Well, Marty and I assessed our work schedules, and we both increased our hours. And Marty really took seriously what you said about preparing and selling his practice. And so he's working towards that. And in the meantime, he's increased his hours at the hospital, so he's able to bring home more money. And I went to full-time. So with that, it increased our income. But then we just looked at all of the things you told us to cut as far as our expenses, and I started working out on my elliptical downstairs instead of going to the gym, and I started, I stopped buying my expensive lotions, and we stopped eating out. I mean, grilled cheese and soup is like the fallback of every night. If I can't get something made, then I just do something quick, and it's actually saved me more time. I was surprised.
Yeah, so everybody, let me tell you what else Brandy has managed to do in just these few short months. Not only has she increased her income and decreased her expenses, Brandy has gone from $100 in her emergency fund when she was on in December, and she currently has $10,000 that she has saved.
Right.
She has gone from almost $22,000 of credit card debt, everybody, and she now only owes $9,000 of credit card debt. That's yay, right? She has gone from $58,000 saved in retirement accounts to now $67,000 saved in retirement accounts. So if we just look at those numbers in just a few months, that is almost $30,000.
Yeah.
What clicked? What really, all of a sudden, bam, what made that light bulb turn on?
Well, when we were talking, I knew that we had had problems, but actually going through my finances step by step and seeing the amount of money that we were spending was so eye-opening. And then when we came and you gave me the advice and you said, you're not getting any younger and you need to get real, I realized that if we were going to make any changes, we had to come to terms with the fact that we were not being responsible. And those were the words you used. This is very irresponsible. And I thought, wait a minute, I need to really look at that. And so we did.
So here's the real question as everybody is watching. I was hard on you. I told you and your husband, I was, exactly what to do. But the advice, you took it and you've changed your life around. Now, how is your relationship with your husband?
Oh, it's fantastic. Marty was very open to that and said, I'm willing to make the changes that we need to. It's true what she says. We're not getting any younger. And he was just very open to that. And we've been able to communicate very well about our expenses and make decisions. And I just think it's great.
So here's the bottom line. Thank you for coming back on. Thank you actually for coming the very first time, because what you represent to all these people that are watching is what's possible when you just decide to stand in the truth. What's probable when you do what you need to do to make your dreams become a reality. So I just can't wait to see in another few years, check back again so I can tell everybody you now have $400,000 saved. You've now done this. Your house is paid off and all those things. All right, sweetheart?
That'd be wonderful. Thank you, Susie, for your advice.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Up next, you can't afford to miss. Can I afford it?
I want to know if I can still afford to send my dog to daycare once a week for $28, and he loves it there. We have a combined income of $3,416, and that includes my unemployment. We have expenses.
Wait. And later, can I afford it, Junior?
I want to buy a DeMarini fast pitch softball bat because all my friends have them and they make them hit farther.
this is about you hitting it out of the ballpark when it comes to your money. What do you want to buy?
A pair of seats from Yankee Stadium.
Cedarwood outdoor playset.
DeMarini softball bat.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Can I Afford It segment. This is where you call in. You tell me what it is that you want to buy, and I tell you if you can afford it or not. Are you ready? Let's see. Phil, what do you want to buy?
A pair of seats from good old Yankee Stadium.
You want to spend $1,500 for 2 seats from Yankee Stadium. All right, I try not to judge. I try to figure these people really have a good reason why they want to buy the stuff that they want to buy. But I have to wonder with this, where are you even going to keep them?
Well, you sound like my wife, Susie, which isn't a bad thing. But the item, we really don't have room for the seats. They're really not a practical item. There's no, you can't put them outside. You can't put them in your dining room, living room.
So where are you going to put them?
What's that?
Where are you going to put them?
Probably in the television room, or I would even put it in the bedroom. But
oh, your wife is so just gonna, are you kidding me? All right, here's the thing. Show me the money in the bedroom. Show me the money in the bedroom. All right, go on.
Our income is approximately $10,800 a month.
Good.
Our expenses are approximately $8,581 a month.
Yep.
And we have a mortgage. The debt is $121,000. Our savings, we have liquid savings of $275,000. Investments of $125,000, and a retirement of $300,000.
Here's the thing. I hate this. Because look, you have money. So can you afford this or not? You have been denied. And let me tell you why, young man. You've been denied because I've looked at all of your finances. You don't have enough in life insurance on any level. If something happens to you, your wife only makes $800 a month, and you are a realtor, and we know that income can come and go when it comes to being a realtor. You're not even contributing to your retirement account at this point in time, and you have $300,000 in retirement, but I have to take the money that's in your emergency fund and count it towards retirement because we're so short on retirement at the age of 50. You are denied. All right, Amanda, what do you want to buy?
I would like to buy a cedarwood outdoor playset for my 3-year-old and 3-month-old daughters. We have an amazing big backyard that we could put it in. It's got 2 swings, a fun rock wall, a great slide, and it's something they can use for many hours and for many years.
How old are those kids?
They're 3 and 3 months.
3 and 3 months. So they're going to be able to use this for a long time, right?
For a very long time.
All right, show me the money.
Okay, we make $9,721 a month combined.
Yep.
Our expenses are $7,563 a month. Our debt is $265,000 remaining on a 30-year fixed loan, $10,000 remaining in a student loan, $4,000 remaining in a car loan, and our savings is $41,000 liquid, $21,000 in investments, and $122,000 in retirement.
Now let's see, which way am I going to swing on this one? Can all of you out there figure it out? You have been denied.
Susie.
I know, but listen to me. I again looked through all your finances. You don't have a will. You don't have a trust. You need those things in place to protect them. You have student loan debt, and you don't have enough in an emergency fund. You would be far better off taking this $2,000 and paying down some debt that you have. And I know that they want it, and I know you want it for them, but really, you don't have in place what you need to have in place for them really to be secure. Oi, Catherine, what do you want to buy?
Hi, Susie. I'm so excited to speak with you.
I hope so. Catherine, what do you want to buy?
I want to know if I can still afford to send my dog to daycare once a week for $28. And he loves it there. He's so excited to play with all his friends. and they're actually having a birthday party for him today.
Oh, I know, but we're looking at like over $100 a month
Yes,
to send
ma'am.
a dog to doggy daycare. I had a friend who, anyway, that's not what this was. I was going to say. She was doing this not after I got a hold of her. Anyway, show me the money.
We have a combined income of $3,416, and that includes my unemployment. We have expenses.
Wait. That includes your unemployment. So, in fact, if quite a few months ago we had gone over the fiscal cliff, right? You wouldn't be having possibly unemployment right now. So your income would be $2,200 a month, not $1,200. It's hard to count unemployment because at any time anything can happen, but keep going.
Okay, our expenses are $3,792, and that includes our rent.
So am I already seeing this? Your expenses are more than your income right now, including unemployment?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do I have a feeling on the next page we're going to see other things that are even aggravating me more? You are in the financial doghouse. Keep going.
We have an $18,000 car loan, $5,000 in credit card debt.
At 21.9% interest rate. Keep going.
$5,000 in student loans.
Of course you do. And a 401k loan and a personal loan. And your dog is having a birthday party today. And may he really, really, really enjoy it because it is his last one. You are denied. You are denied.
Okay.
Did you really hit? You were denied.
I had a feeling.
I'm sure you did. All right, now let's do Can I Afford It, Junior? I love this part. This is where somebody under the age of 16 calls in and they tell me what they want to buy. And I am just as rough on them as I am on all of you over 16. Are you ready? Let's see now. Lauren, what do you want to buy? Oh, you're coming to us from webcam, Lauren. How are you, Lauren?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's that thing behind you?
This is my softball trophy.
Oh, what position do you play?
Well, I play shortstop and second base.
Oh, that, you know what that means? That means you're really good. So throw me what you want to buy, my love.
Well, I want to buy a DeMarini fast pitch softball bat because all my friends have them and they make them hit farther. And when I used it, it also helped me hit farther. And I think it's a really quality bat.
And how often you want to spend $300 on a bat? And softball is something that you absolutely love. How old are you right now?
I'm 12.
And will you outgrow this bat, or will this bat be able to be with you forever?
Well, once I get older, I might outgrow it. It depends on how tall I get.
All right, well, this is about you hitting it out of the ballpark when it comes to your money. Show me what you got.
Well, I get $50 a month for allowance. I have no expenses. I have no debt. In liquid, I have $4,000. I have $1,000 in investments, and I have a $10,000 college fund.
And how are you going to pay for this?
Well, I was thinking out of my liquid.
All right, now, I just have one question for you before I render my decision. You do know that if you took that $300 right now and you put it away, that by the time you were older and you retired, it would be almost $4,500 to $5,000. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
So that means on some level, you will be paying $5,000 in future possibilities for this bat today. Do you still want to buy it?
Yes.
Yes, all right. Well, the truth of the matter is, even though you want to buy it, even though this bat helps you hit it further, even though you want it because your friends have it, when I look at your money and I see what it's going to cost you given what you have, here is my decision. You have been approved because you absolutely have the money to be able to do so. Want to be part of the Can I Afford It segment? All you have to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com, and you will find the information that you need to know there to come and play with me right here. And if you come on the air, we will send you a T-shirt that says you've been approved or denied. Next, I tackle trending topics in Ask Suze. How much do you think your mortgage payment would be per month?
I'm hoping close to about the same if we look at a starter house or a starter condo.
All right, so stop. That's the mistake you're making. Welcome back, everybody, to the control room at CNBC headquarters. So many ways that you can come and play with me right here on the Suze Orman Show. Take a look at your screen. You can send in an email, join me on Facebook. And if you send in a tweet, if you put hashtag Ask Suze, it comes to us here. And if we choose it, oh, you can trend with us. Let's see what's trending right now. At Asthmatic OT Run. Whatever that is. Anyway, when you have no consumer debt but have student loans, should you build your emergency fund or pay off the loans as fast as possible? Listen, my little asthmatic person out there, here's the scoop. Why does it always have to be all or nothing? You know, when you have student loans, you need to pay them off, but you also need to have an emergency fund in case something happens to you. So rather than doing all or nothing, put as much as you can towards your student loans, put as much as you can towards your emergency funds, and you will be fine in the long run. But remember this, don't be an all or nothing person. Got it? Let's see what else is trending. At Tiger X 2015, as a 19-year-old with a job, I'm an RA, should I start a Roth IRA in order to start saving some of my paychecks? Yeah. Listen, the earlier you start putting money in a Roth IRA, the more time that money has to compound, which means the growth of that money starts to earn money as well. The longer you have to have money compound, you will have so much money when you're old like me. You should be as old as me one day and as cute, but that's besides the point. But that is what you should do. The sooner you can do it, the better. So you should absolutely do that. All right, let's go to webcam. We're going to Casey in Ohio. What's up, my friend?
Hi, Ms. Orman. My fiance and I are planning to get married in May, and we are currently living together in an apartment right now. We are paying close to $900 a month in rent, and we think that this is a waste of money. He's going away for military training, and I would like to buy a condo, and he would like to buy a house. What do you think? Should we buy a condo, buy a house, or continue to rent?
Well, you just said something that really concerns me. You just said that he's going away for military training. What that means is he's in the armed forces, which also means that they can shift him to anywhere that they want to, anywhere in the world, correct?
Correct, but he will be on reserve, so he will be based here.
But still, he could go. You never know what could happen. So that's just something you should think about. There's a very big difference between a condo and a home. Homes actually can appreciate more. Condos can really get themselves into trouble depending on, are renters living there, are they not? So, but the real question is, can you afford to buy either? Does it make sense?
Okay.
How much will it be for a mortgage payment on a condo or a home? Either one. How much do you think your mortgage payment would be per month?
I'm hoping close to about the same if we look at a starter house or a starter condo.
All right, so stop. That's the mistake you're making. You think, oh, I'm paying $900 in rent. So if I get a mortgage payment of $900, I can afford that. Wrong, my love, because besides a mortgage payment, you have property taxes, you have insurance, you have maintenance on the home or condo in case something goes wrong. If you get a condo, you're going to have condo association fees, and those only go up. Then all kinds of things can happen. So I have to tell you, you got to do your homework. Do you have at least 20% to put down? Can you afford a 15 or 30-year fixed rate mortgage and all those things? Are your jobs secure? Until you've done that type of research, I would just stay renting if I were you. All right, let's go back to the studio, and here's what's coming up next. Carrie wants to know, Susie.
How am I doing? My goal has always been to retire at 62, but now, with a young family, everything has changed.
So, here is your way to an A. Are you sitting down? Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show.
Hi, Susie. I'm 52 and my wife is 34. I've started a second family and now have 2 kids who are ages 1 and 3. My goal has always been to retire at 62, but now, with a young family, everything has changed. Will I still be able to retire in 10 years and have my wife join me? Susie, how am I doing?
Hi, Carrie. How are you tonight?
Hey, Susie, doing fine.
Oh, so you want to retire in 10 years and have your wife join you at the time, because you didn't say this in there, the kids are going to be 11 and 13, and you all want to be retired. They still have to go to school. If you think you're going to be able to retire doing everything you're doing just like you're doing it right now in 10 years, if you think that and you want that, what grade would you give yourself?
Well, Susie, I'm sure you're certainly going to advise some changes. So it's not an A. However, I don't think we're going to need to win the lottery either, which would be an F. So let's go with a C.
A C. All right. So let's see what your money looks like. Let's show everybody. Carrie is 52 years of age. Evelyn is 34 and married. They have about $770,000 right now in a retirement account, $17,500 in an emergency fund, $42,000 in current investments, $375,000 is the current home value, but they do have debt, mortgage debt of $207,000. So they have a total net worth right now of about $998,000. I think that's pretty great. Now, let's see the income versus the expenses. We have after-tax income of $8,910 per month. We have monthly expenses of $7,386, and we have excess of $1,524 per month that can go to savings and to do all those things. If I were going to give you a grade, I would give you a C, and you hit that right on the head, and let me tell you why. If you keep doing everything like you're doing it right now, including the fact that when you get 62, you start to take Social Security, so your kids will still be under 18. They can get half your Social Security, including all of that, Carrie. You still, according to my estimate, will be about $800 a month short of your expenses. So your expenses, I'm keeping it right about $7,800 because the kids are young. We have all kinds of things that you need. After taxes, with everything, we're looking at about $7,000, maybe $7,500, and that's it. We are cutting it way too close for you and your wife to retire, because as your kids get older, we lose almost $1,600 of Social Security. Then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So here is your way to an A. Are you sitting down?
I'm sitting down listening.
All right, carefully. I want you to work till you are 70 years of age. Why do I want you to work till then? I want you to work till then because you have a wife that is 18 years younger than you. So she will still only be 52 when you are 70. We want to make sure that upon your death with 2 kids, her income is as great as it possibly could be, so she could be okay for the rest of her life. So if we were to do that, along with you should be fully funding your Roth IRAs. You need to increase your emergency fund. Currently, you only have $17,000 in there. You really need close to $60,000 in there. You need to get a living revocable trust. You only have a will. That is not enough. You need to start looking into getting long-term care insurance, because that is something that you need. I need you to increase your term insurance, and I'd like to see you get a $1 million 10-year level term policy. So if you do all of that, here's the good news. Even if your expenses are still at $8,000, $9,000 a month, At that point in time, you're going to have close to $2 million in your 401k plan. You're going to have $346,000 in both of your Roth IRAs. You're going to be able to, if you just take money from your Roth IRA, the interest from it, just your Social Security, your income's going to be $11,000 a month after taxes. Boyfriend, that is a lot of money. Everything will be great for you, your wife, and the kids. You should listen to me. Up next, one more thing that I want you to know. It is important that every one of you watching, you just don't think you know about your money. You have to know you know about your money. Welcome back to the Suze Orman Show. All right, that's a wrap, almost on the Suze Orman Show. But before you go, there is still one more thing that I want you to know. You know, Brandy, as you saw on tonight's show, was a woman who totally changed her life around. A few months ago, as you saw, she was spending $3,000 more a month than she was making. Today, she is saving $3,000 a month. She changed her life, and what really gave Brandy the wake-up call that she needed was that even though she thought she didn't have enough money to pay her bills, she never knew for sure. So to come on the Suze Orman Show, we had her fill out all of this paperwork, and when she saw it in writing, how much she really spent on lotions, on this, on that, she was in shock, and it almost shocked her into taking action. It is important that every one of you watching, you just don't think you know about your money. You have to know you know about your money. You have to know how much money you have coming in. You have to know how much money you spend month in and month out. So to do so, I would like all of you don't have to come on the Suze Orman Show, although it would be nice, but what I would like you to do is go to my website, SuzeOrman.com. And right there, it's for free. If you look at where it says Suze Tools, I have an expense tracker. Can you just fill it out? Can you play a game with yourself and write down how much you really think you spend month in and month out to live? And then do the expense tracker. And I have to tell you, you are going to be shocked that you are probably $500 to $1,500 a month short or more of what you really spend versus what you think you spend. So it does it for you. Come on, you can do it. And once you've done that, I'm here to tell you, your life could start to change as well. Now you know. But until next week, there's really only one thing that matters when it comes to your money, and it is this: people first. That means you, yourself. People first, then money, then things. Now you stay safe. Bye-bye.